earthquake, I signed up for National Nurses United, and it's a relief program where they send nurses across the United States to Haiti and help that, I grew up with like, I don't know, 10 years of French background, and then I knew some Creole from last year, and then I was already immunized. It just sounds weird. I had the immunizations and vaccinations, and so it just made me easier to go. However, they offered me the chance to go to Haiti, but my boss wouldn't give me time off because I was just recently hired, so that was heartbreaking. And then I actually became kind of angry at work because I was just like, God has given me these gifts and these skill sets, so, why can't I use them for, his people who are really suffering? But I knew that, if God wanted me there, He would bring me there. And so it was quite a journey, because I continued to ask my boss 7 more times to see if I could go to Haiti. And then I found out that, I don't know, there's this one day that the director or the vice president of nursing was going around the hospital, I think during Nurses Week, and she was actually praying over people. And that's when I found out, oh, she's a Christian.
In your workplace?
Yeah, in my workplace. And she was praying over our hands, to be healing hands over our patients. And then when I found that out, I actually wrote her an email because, she's my boss's boss. And I was telling her, how I had a heart for Haiti and how I wanted to go back to Haiti. And then she said I could go. And then my boss was like, okay, you can go. No matter what anybody said, in my heart I knew I would go. I felt like last year, God definitely brought me there for a reason. And this year, especially with the earthquake, it was like, I know certain areas, I know how the healthcare system works, I know, their terminologies in illnesses are quite different, even with the translation. And I don't know, my heart just broke for the people. I really felt like after the huge ordeal of, if I could even go or not with my boss's approval, I knew if God wanted me to be there, I would be there to serve His purposes. But during the trip, a lot of my teammates, they got ill, they got sick. I think we had only been there for 8 hours, so after the first night that we had been there, 3 people in the middle of the night were just vomiting like crazy. And so just being there to take care of them, nurse them back to health, bring their electrolyte balance back into place, and then, during our workday, someone would feel weak and dizzy and their pulse would be like, ah! And in conditions where you don't have electricity, you don't have running water, you don't have air conditioning, to cool someone down from heat stroke, it's very, very hard. So with some of my team members, we got really close. I would dump water on them. I would actually bathe with them. It was really a 24-hour job, because sometimes I would even sleep with them on the roofs and continue to pour water on them as they were asleep, or even coat their skin with rubbing alcohol to try to get them to lose their heat through evaporation. It was just never ending. It was crazy because I loved it. One of the things that I struggled with during the earthquake and just being there was, I cannot, make people's lives better. I can't, I can't bring back the family members that passed away. I can't just rebuild people's houses and, take away the rubble. Alone, I can't do anything. But I mean, with God, all things are possible. And so I felt like my dependence on God has never been that high before. So during all this time of busyness, taking care of people or doing the construction work, I don't know, I just had this constant joy in my heart, and no matter like how tired I was or what time of day it was, or like how many people I bathed or how many people like I held as they threw up in my arms, like it was just like I knew God was there. So the biggest lesson that I learned is basically what it really means to have like a raw, genuine relationship with Christ. Like, I don't know, I just began to see how my fears and frustrations are just so faltering and blinding, and just how, you know, our societal norms are just blinding, and just how, you know, technology and a lot of stuff that we have in our culture are just blinding to, you know, what God's blessings are in our life, and just being able to, you know, go to God and what's real and realize, you know, that the world is not about me, and constantly reminding myself that, and just going to God with, you know, everything I am, everything that I've been through, and just letting Him use me as an empty, broken vessel to do His will. And, you know, like witnessing how the Haitians, no matter what they went through, you know, just had this constant joy and dependence on Him. It was really just, you know, a blessing for me and inspiring. There's just so much love that I have for the country, for the people. It was just like, even through all the devastation of the earthquake, you know, like, and, you know, how the country was dedicated to Satan in 1791, and how that was just broken. It's like you can see how Jesus is alive.